Greetings and peace. There's no spiritual neutral ground in this life. Even for those who don't believe, they have a power in God. We all are servants. We all have a power in God. Even for those who are not suspecting of what I just said. In this life, it's either the spirit of truth, which is a narrow path, because error has covered this whole earth. That's why it seems to be hard at times to find the truth, because lies have covered this earth. We all have a liking towards darkness, and that's what allows lies and error to multiply the way it does in this world that we live in until we amend our ways. Unfortunately, the majority of people won't amend their ways. The spirit of truth or the spirit of error, whatever we have a liking to, we can choose. The spirit of truth, the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who sent his beloved son as the example, as the standard, the testimony of his son, the establishment of his commandments, that narrow path, us being led by the Spirit of God. We know who our maker is, who our power is. That's the power of that narrow path, the broad path that leads to destruction, that rebellious thought, that fallen angel that got kicked out of heaven for choosing his own way, for choosing to be his own God in terms of saying what's right and wrong, contrary to the commandment or command of the living God and Most High. On this path, you'll find the idea of doing one's own will, contrary to the commands, one's own truth, contrary to the absolute truth. Things like everyone has their own truth. And I always say everyone has their own lie. And there's one truth. We have to beware of that erroneous thought. Yes, everyone has a power or influence over their life, because when we choose that spirit of error, there are demons that are able to influence us, right? To delude our minds because we chose delusion, to steer us in the direction of destruction. That fallen angel, that adversary of our soul who's here to kill, steal, and destroy, can influence us towards destruction when we choose rebellion. And there's no neutral ground, as I'm saying, because when you pay attention in this life, and it's only by the grace of God that we can see these things, the enemy's always trying to get us to do what? Break the commandments. Everything is geared towards us breaking the commandments so that we can be accused of rebellion in choosing that same path that those fallen angels, that those demons lead us into. That we lead ourselves into, but we cling to. And then those spirits of error begin to operate through us and in us. No neutral ground. Everyone has an influence in power, regardless of their understanding or if they feel they can't come to a conclusion about a higher power or creator. We're all within that paradigm. Truth and error. If in any religion or anybody that claims spirituality is not bringing that forth, they don't see right now. Let me know what you think. For us to establish the commandments and the testimony of the beloved Son. Remember, there are no records like what the Hebrews produced. There's no nation on this earth that has, from beginning to end, what's going to happen, understanding, wisdom, instruction. And many of those records people are not acquainted with, like the Apocrypha, like the Dead Sea Scrolls, like the Pseudepigrapha, Volume 1 and 2. Many records from the Hebrews that are kept from the masses. No nation of people have records like they do, because the Heavenly Father chose them to be a light and to give instruction to the rest of the nations that rebelled and turned to those spirits of error. So the truth is right in front of us. As I've been saying, however, in Christianity, the Trap, in the series that I've been putting together, the Christian religion is erroneous because it doesn't teach the Bible circumspectly. So it piecemeals it, which creates erroneous doctrines and erroneous thoughts, which leads us to spirits of error as well. But just something to keep in mind. Let me know what you think. Until next time, get wisdom over everything. Peace.